and I'm going to post it. So I just want to document this process because I want to be able to look back on my healing journey. Okay. One moment. So my husband and I, since January, not consecutive, but since starting in January, we started, trying to work on having a baby. January of 2024 started, and I asked, okay, like, do you feel like ready? Like, you know what I mean? He agrees. Yeah, we can start trying for baby. We get pregnant within 3 months, March, but we miscarry in April. Of course, I was extremely devastated. So after my miscarriage, it took me a little while to get back to my mental self, back to, to the point where I'd actually be able to even put in the effort for trying again. You know what I mean? Because if you're a woman, you've ever had a miscarriage, you know the pain that comes with that, no matter, how early you are, how far along, you know what I mean? Although I do imagine that a stillbirth would be probably the most heartbreaking. But that's besides the point. So, the miscarriage, we finally start trying again. Not getting pregnant. Okay, what's going on? Let me go get my, full lab of blood work and everything, make sure everything's good. Let me go to my OBGYN. Let's talk about this. Let me figure it out. But while I'm, doing it and everything like that, and like this whole video is not for me to attempt to put down my husband or, my ex, whatever that I am going to say now. But I'm just telling how it all started. So, we try again, nothing's happening. Okay, what's going on? You know what I mean? We have to talk about this. But I started to notice that I was the only person who was actually really trying. You know what I mean? It's you're telling me that you do want to do this, but you're not really giving the vibes. You know what I mean? So recently, December, this month, earlier, a couple weeks ago, I had asked him about these, vitamins or whatever. Hey, can you start taking these? But because I do have to often remind him of stuff, then I had told him, can you do this? But I don't want to have to remind you. And the reason for that is not for me to be mean or a bitch or anything like that. But for me, anytime that I have to remind you or anything like that, or, hey, and bring it up, it just reminds me of my miscarriage. It just gives me feelings dang, what's wrong with me? You know what I mean? What's wrong with you? You know what I mean? And it's just if I don't have to think about it, I don't want to. Trust me. So I had already gave the disclaimer, hey, I don't want to, have to remind this or whatever. Not rudely, but, but can you take care of it? I even put them in the Amazon cart. So it gets closer to my ovulation. Hey, did you get the vitamins? Because I'm about to start ovulating. Heard that these vitamins help all kind of shit. Men and women when it comes to fertility. So he goes on ahead and buys them. They come. He never opens the package, never asks about it or anything. I get the package, I open it, I finally give him the vitamins. in the morning. So like he's getting ready to go to work. This is like, I think like like a week ago. So he's getting ready to go to work. And I'm like telling him like, oh, here's the vitamins. Like I'm handing them to you to eat because you're not taking the initiative. Here you go. And then I said pretty much like, we got to get it cracking. You know what I mean? Because I'm ovulating. Thinking that we're on the same page. He gets an attitude with me that I did not expect. Keeping in mind, my husband is not like a very aggressive person, like at all. Like he's actually really quiet and soft. You know what I mean? So like for him to be, okay, that was kind of like, well, you know what I mean? So I asked about it. He said, I don't want to do this right now. It's 9 a.m. Okay, I get that and everything, but like it's really hard when I'm the only person who's doing the work, Ends up having a blowout. I spoke with my mom later and she really put it in perspective. He is tired. You know what I mean? He works a delivery job where, you know what I mean? Obviously, it can get really tiring. You know what I mean? Definitely. So after I had spoken to her, she gave me the perspective and everything. I simply just, sent him a voice message apologizing. You know what I mean? Hey, I apologize for blowing up on you. The reason why it happened is because you're not giving me anything. We don't have any communication. Then it's like, you'll tell me one thing, but it feels like, maybe you're not ready. And if you're not ready, I just need you to tell me that, because I don't want to have to stress over something that I don't have to. So he gets home and he does tell me, I don't want to have kids right now. I did, and I thought I did at the beginning. But, recently I've kind of been feeling like, it's just not the right time for me. And I'm just not, my mental health is just not good enough to do that right now. So I say, okay, well, thanks for the honesty finally. Can we revisit next year? He says yes. But for some reason, in my heart, I kind of felt like a way about that because it was kind of just like, wait, but how do I know that I want to wait? Not saying that, you know what I mean? Like, everything has to be now, but it's like, we've been together almost 7 years, married almost 3, and now we have to wait again for you to get there, for you to make me a priority, for you to make us a priority, So it didn't sit right with me. So I'm kind of like quiet, real distant, way more than I usually am because I'm a really vocal person, so it's off. He never asks, what's wrong? Hey, can we talk? Da, da, da. So the other day, I call him on Christmas Eve. I call him in here in this room once he got out the restroom. And I was going to tell him, hey, I have pretty much a timeline. You know what I mean? If you don't get the help that you need to be able to emotionally open up to me, to be able to show me that romance, you know what I mean, in the relationship, to show me that intimacy, to be responsible, by the time that our lease ends in September, we're going to have to part ways. But instead, I didn't talk about me because I always have to bring about, this is how I feel because I can't read him because he's emotionally unavailable. So instead, I turn it around. How do you feel about us being married, together, all the things? And he told me, I didn't realize how hard marriage was. And unfortunately, I can't give you what you're asking me for. It's too much work. I said, so you want a divorce? He says, yeah. Oh my God! I have not talked to y'all in a little bit, actually. What is going down? What's good? Can't wait to see your comments. So this is officially the update on my divorce. So he moved out and everything like that. What else happened after that? After that, we had our first court date. I told you guys about that. Well, I didn't tell you about the first court date, but I told you like that it was coming up. We have officially had our first court date. It was really just on WebEx or whatever. Pretty much, he just gave us like, these are the documents that you need. This is what you need to do. If you want it to be contested, uncontested, and I think there's like another one, default or something like that. And so I went on ahead and I printed out all of our documents. I did it for both of us, whatever. And then, and plus, like, it's really expensive to like have them give you packets and stuff like that. So yeah, no. But anyways, so I did that, and then we met at a Starbucks, did all of our paperwork together. There was one thing that was missing on his end. So then after that, he just came back to my house. He seen my dog. He filled out his paperwork. And that was like a little while ago or whatever. And yeah, I gave them back to the courts, I think like a few weeks ago after everything was done. And it's all good to go. So it should be official probably like beginning-ish of April. Can't wait. So yeah, that's the update. I'm excited to talk to you guys again. I cannot explain like how like happy that I am. And first of all, I have to say that yes, he found the TikToks. He found them. Oh God, he found them. And that was like shortly after he had like moved out. I think it was like actually that night or something like that. Well, like officially everything. It was like that night. And I was like, OMG. So I thought that he like hated me and all these things and everything like that. But no, actually everything ended up being fine. That's why we were able to do all our documents together, file together, laugh together, talk together, whatever. And really at the end of the day, it's just a matter that we're just better as friends. You know what I mean? Now it's like, you know, we started off as friends, we were together, and now we're just going back to being just cool. You know what I mean? No bad blood at all. But yeah, everything, you know, the TikToks, that was some crazy shit. So that's why I say better as friends. Because see, when you're friends, you don't have to, or like not even friends, but like when you're, well, yeah, when you don't add the whole relationship thing, you don't have to get mad. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to, yeah. So I just feel really relieved that like I don't have to think or worry about these things anymore. I also feel relieved that we can just continue to just be cool. You know what I mean? When we have to be together or in each other's presence or just like throughout the divorce process, it's cool to be cool. That's all I'm saying. All right. Bye, guys.